guys, welcome back to Crafts Go Bloom. My name is Krista, and today we're going to be going over a bunch of patterns that are free on Instagram that I am super excited to try this market season. I will be posting photos of all of them right here, and I will also be tagging all of them down below in the order that they appear in this video. Like I said, all of these patterns are free on Instagram, so it's going to link you over to Instagram every time. And I believe they're all no-sew. There might be like one that has sewing. But I usually just look out for no-sew patterns, and I will give you a heads up if there's any sewing in it. So let's get started. First up, I have the mini mushy pattern by Knittery, and I make a larger version of this already, and it sells really well for me at markets, so I'm excited to try the mini version. Even in a bulky 6 yarn, like a Bernat blanket, I still think that this is going to turn out a good size for a smaller item that sells really well at my market. I also love the different facial expressions that they've used here, and I haven't tried any grumpy mushrooms before, but grumpy leggy frogs sell really well for me, so I think I'm going to give this a try. Next, I have 3 different fruit keychain patterns, and this is by Minnie's Crochet Friends. And if you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my laptop to make sure I get everybody's names correct on Instagram. And I have a full-size pineapple pattern. It actually turns out about the same size as these chickens. And so I have this really involved large pineapple pattern. I'm really excited to try this smaller keychain size. I get a lot of people who see my larger pineapple, and it's just at a higher price point than they'd prefer. It does sell for me, but it's $40, so it's on the higher end of my like most sold items kind of thing. So I'm excited to try a smaller version because I do still get a lot of people who make comments about the pineapple pattern. This also comes with a strawberry and a blueberry, and strawberries have been great sellers for me in the past, especially grumpy face strawberries. Next up, we have this Tiny Planet pattern by Wandering Deer, and I don't usually use acrylic yarn anymore or any other weight for yarns very often. So I would actually probably make this in a Bernat blanket because I'm curious if it turns out, looking how small it is in the photo, I wonder if it'll turn out maybe closer to like baseball size. And that's like perfect for my customers. They're usually looking for something in that size and also in that price range because they just don't take quite as long to make. I've also never had space themed items at my markets, and I know that astronauts and rockets and things like that can be pretty popular. So I'm thinking maybe I'll combine everything together and sort of have like a little section on a table that would be space themed. I think that would be really nice. Up next is a free cowboy hat pattern by Pumpkin Patch Crochet, and that is a good friend of mine, Lauren. She just released this the other day, and I haven't made it yet, but I can't wait to try this out and tack it on to like cats or maybe like a bee or something where it just like is kind of sewn on and not removable. But the pattern is definitely written for just like a hat that you can put on anything, but at my market I just don't know if that would work well. So I'm thinking about sewing it down to some different animals, or like my recent sitting cow pattern with a cowboy hat on top. I think that would be adorable. And a little bonus, she also has this free snail pattern that I have made, so technically it's not included in this list, but you should definitely go check out her patterns. Up next is a pattern I'm really excited to try out at markets. I think it's going to be really popular, and that is this little alien by Naughty Baubles. And this looks like it's been done in a posh yarn to me because I think those look like posh colors. And it's still an adorable little size, and I think I would make this in posh and in Bernat and see which one sells better with my customers. But I think my ideal customer at my markets is someone who would love this product. So I can't wait to make that. I do think you have to sew the ears on, but I would just make the ears ahead of time, and then while the project is still open, I usually just tie those things in knots on the inside so that I can avoid any actual sewing, and then I can kind of like line them up before the project is completely finished. But this is so adorable that I want to try it anyways. Up next is Timber the Tree by Blue Jay Handmade, and you do have to sew the legs on for this one, but again, if you're noticing a theme, it's true. If it's this adorable, I don't mind doing a little bit of sewing. It probably, if it's sewing is involved, it probably won't become something that I make like 5 of every day, like some of my other patterns. But this is just so cute. I love his little eyes like sunken in there and the fact that it doesn't have a mouth, so it's just sort of expressionless. This reminds me of like popular stuffed animals that you see at the store right now. And this is another maker that I had the chance to work with a little bit. We were both in the same tester group and I think that they're pretty awesome. So I also just love showing you guys patterns from my friends and people who have just added a lot of value to the crochet community. Up next by Q.Squared.Crochet is this no-sew baby Baymax. From the looks of this pattern, it's going to be very easy to do and very quick to do. Plus, I see a lot of other people selling Baymaxes, and so I think I'm going to try 2 or 3 of these and see how they do at my next market. The next thing I have for you is this Squid pattern by Amaguru Morgan. It's a little bit of a cheat for this because I'm actually about halfway through making this, but I haven't finished it yet, so technically I haven't totally made it. But I can say that I'm really enjoying it right now, and I think that this is going to be a good market seller if sea-type items sell well for you, like different sea creatures. And this is working up really quickly for me. I think by the time I have it done, it'll definitely be less than an hour project. And I feel like a lot of these free patterns aren't going to take more than an hour. They're all fairly quick. That's usually what I'm looking for, is something that I can replicate multiples in one day so that I can market prep them. All right, next up I have another friend here and her handle is the Chaotic Hooker, and this is her mini football keychain. She came out with this around the Super Bowl, and I know that it would have been really popular at that time, but I also think that this is going to be popular with my customers all summer long. I live in an area where football is very popular, and I know on YouTube I might not just be talking to Americans. I am talking about American football here, in case that isn't obvious by the photo on the screen. But I would highly recommend this. This is not going to take long at all to make, and this could be great for like PTA events where you're definitely going to be at a school, and then if you wanted to change up the colors to be your school colors, or maybe do the laces in your school colors, I think this pattern can be really versatile, and I think that a lot of people could use this one. Next up, I have the Scrap Yarn Monster by Crafts by Olga. I'm really excited to try this one out because it's adorable, but also I have at least a gallon-sized Ziploc bag full of Bernat scraps, and then I know that I have another quart-sized bag, and I'm just kind of like finding them all over the place. So I'm really excited to find some patterns that look cute with scraps and can put my scraps to use and also get them out of my yarn stash. This next pattern that I have for you is an Instagram collaboration between Crochet and Gwenny Z Crochet. And I love the way that these birds pop up and down. If you go to this post, you'll be able to see them in action a little bit more. And I make some pop mushrooms that are similar, and those are great sellers. As soon as my customers see that it's interactive and they see that it pops, they have to have those. They love having like the fidget toys. So I'm excited to try this one. I think that it's gonna sell well in multiple kinds of birds, especially if I do something like add a chicken comb to the top of it, because my customers seem to love chickens. But I think these are gonna be great springtime sellers, and also these are gonna be great for summer markets, especially the Eagle around 4th of July. So that's my list of patterns I can't wait to try for spring and summer markets this year. Leave a comment down below and let me know which patterns from this list you're most excited to try. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in this video right here. Bye!